The Jesse Blake Sports Report with Jesse Blake.
Welcome to the Jesse Blake Sports Report. Whether this is your first time here, your last time here, or somewhere in between, I appreciate that you're here today so that we can talk about the last 27 innings of Blue Jays baseball, because over the last 27 innings of Blue Jays baseball, they have scored in a total of one of those innings. Yes, in their 3-game set against the Houston Astros over the last 3 days, the Toronto Blue Jays managed to score in one total inning. After today, they were shut out once again by the Houston Astros, and they had one single hit after being no hit on Monday and after being down in the 9th inning yesterday. It feels like I'm back here again talking about the Toronto Blue Jays about 24 hours after we were just here discussing the Toronto Blue Jays and their win yesterday, where Davis Snyder in the top of the 9th inning hit a 2-run home run, so the Blue Jays avoided getting shut out in yesterday's game. Since that moment happened, since we were here yapping about how he saved the season, how I called it full hyperbole, no hyperbole at all, it was serious, he saved the season. 24 hours after we were talking about that, we are here again, and the Blue Jays have, since then, hit one ball into the field safely. One batter has reached base safely through a hit. They had 5 walks today and couldn't take advantage of any of those walks. And they've scored a total of 0 runs. The Blue Jays offense is in a awful funk over these last 3 days. And really, in their lineup, the only person who is hitting is Justin Turner. Justin Turner has been good. He's been great. He's been a revelation. I didn't think 40-year-old Justin Turner could do this at this point. And the only other person who was showing any signs of life was Davis Snyder, who John Schneider, manager of the Toronto Blue Jays, decided not to play today. And it's because of the lefty-righty matchups and the Houston Astros starter today. He loves throwing fastballs, forcing fastballs high in the zone. And Davis Snyder historically has struggled with fastballs up in the zone. But instead of rewarding Davis Snyder for mustering the only runs in this series so far up until that point, and what turned out to be the only runs in the series, instead of rewarding the guy who won the game yesterday with a 2-run home run, instead of rewarding him and just coaching outside of the analytics, because the analytics tell you, just fill it up. Just fill it up with opposite hitters. If you got a righty on the mound, you throw it all lefty. If you've got a lefty on the mound, you throw it all the righties. Analytics say this. And John Schneider coaches blind to the analytics. Whatever the analytics say to do, he's going to do it. And sometimes you got to throw emotion into the game, because they are human beings and the game is not won with the analytics. It is won on the field. And sometimes when you got one guy going who hit a 2-run home run to save your series yesterday, you reward him by putting him into the lineup. But the Blue Jays did not do that. And the Blue Jays rewarded themselves by every other batter in this lineup not showing up today. And it's a serious problem because their approaches to the plate seem to be a serious issue. We're going to talk about some nerdy baseball stuff, but the pitchers so far, the pitchers in this series, I should say, the Houston Astros the percentage of changeups they threw over the last 3 games. Game 1, the Blue Jays faced from the Houston Astros starter, 34% of changeups were thrown. Game 2 was 25% the Blue Jays faced. The 25% of the pitchers from the starter were changeups. And tonight, I should say, 33% of the pitches they faced from the starting pitcher were changeups. And off-speed pitches to these quote Major League Baseball hitters on the Toronto Blue Jays, because they're in the majors. They're all 1 through 9 Major League Baseball hitters. They can't hit a changeup. And it's not just they can't hit the changeup. It's that they can't hit the off-speed pitches mixed with the fastball. So the Houston Astros, all credit to them for this series. They have phenomenal pitching. All the starters were great. All the relief pitchers were great. They were all on their game, mixing up the off-speed changeups. They love to go into the changeup. They didn't even throw them they didn't go to the curve a lot. They knew if we throw a bunch of changeups, will get them off of their feet because the batters are going to the plate with no game plan. And they're just going up there, hacking, looking at balls. They don't know what they're looking for. And if we throw a couple of change-ups, we're going to get them off their game. And then we can throw a fastball by them. We're going to have some weak content. And the Astros, from top down, the entire pitching staff did this consistently. They had a game plan. They knew change-ups will mess up their heads, and they did it to a T successfully for 3 games in a row, and it's a problem. We're 7 games into the season, and I think it's officially a problem. Is that too far? There's 162 of these. This is what we talked about yesterday. It's too early to overreact. You judge baseball based on months and weeks and everything, and yeah, it's true. So, with that said, what we need to see out of the Blue Jays over the next couple games against the New York Yankees, where they're going to play on Friday. They're going to Yankee Stadium. They're going to face our old foe, Marcus Stroman, our old buddy who was here in the heydays of this team. Oh, boy, it's going to be fun to see Marcus Stroman go up against the Jays. They're going to face Stroman. You just need to see better at-bats from this team. You need to see them go up to the plate. I'm not worried about the starting pitching at all. It wasn't great. Bassett wasn't great today. He struggled a lot, but he got out of a lot of jams himself, and then the game was over. Like nothing. Like no, he could have pitched. He could have pitched one. If he allowed one run all game, it wouldn't help because the bats weren't there. So the starting pitcher will figure it out. I truly believe that. But what we just need to see from the Blue Jays from this series that's coming up over the weekend against the New York Yankees is just better at bats, quality swings, solid hit balls, even if they're outs, just solid hit balls, longer at bats, not to be fooled by off-speed pitches consistently. And if they can do that, the whole thing's going to be fine. You know, you judge this from weeks, you judge this from months, and if those things pile on top of each other, if you just see the bats that we saw this over the weekend against Tampa Bay Rays. It's not like we're not, 4 days removed from them putting up giant crooked numbers against the Tampa Bay Rays. What was a 12 spot? A 9 spot on Sunday? Like, they did this a couple days ago, so it's not the end of the world, but we need to see some progress here. We saw what great starting pitching can do to them. Now, you're going to go up against another set of really good pitchers. Let's change the mentality of how you're going at the plate and just have some quality at bats. That's what we're looking for in the next 3-game set. Like, I'm not even banking on, hey, win 3 games, win 2 games, like win 1. Like, if you get swept, I don't care. If you get swept and you put up 6 runs in every single game, but you got swept, I'd probably live with it. Even if you get no hit again, but every at bat you took them to 12 pitches and changeups didn't fool you, I think a little better of that. But now we're seeing them not get hits, not get runs, and also just look terrible at the plate. And that stuff hurts. That stuff hurts as a fan when you're just trying to look at a team that struggled with their offense all 2023, and you're looking to come into 2024 with a better game plan, with a new mentality. Don Mattingly is their offensive coordinator. They invented the position for him, and they can't figure it out. So that's what we're going to look for coming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as the Toronto Blue Jays play the New York Yankees. Just show me some life, Blue Jays. That's what we want to see. All right. That's it for me right now. Who knows what the Jays do on Friday? I don't think it's going to cause me to hop back on here and talk more Jays 3 times, and that'll be 3 times in 4 days or whatever it'll be. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with them this weekend. Let me know your thoughts on the game, on the Blue Jays so far, on your outlook for the season. Like, what are your expectations? My expectations are sky high. That's why I'm so heartbroken by the team in the first week of the season, because you have if you had no expectations, if you're a team that's just at the bottom and you're like, okay, it's a rebuilding year, then like these little things don't matter. But this team, they should be better. They should know how to have a major league approach to the plate. So that's it. That is it for me today. Thank you for being here. You could be anywhere in the world of shows, be listening or watching this right now, and I appreciate you for that. Subscribe to this on audio. If you're not subscribed on audio, subscribe on video. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, could be anywhere in the world. I already said that. Good night from Toronto. I'll see you later.
And that is how it's done.
The Jesse Blake Sports Report with Jesse Blake.
Jesse Blake, the guy that likes to hear his name twice in one sentence. Sure, I know him. No, he doesn't have an ego at all.